Hi everyone, and welcome back to our ambassador session. Logistics, as you know by now, we hope, is a lot more than moving boxes. It's using tech, it's using data, it's creativity to help making the world smarter and helping those movements to be smarter. AI, automation, live tracking, predictive planning, we've talked about all of that already today. And so we hope you know that this sector is buzzing with innovation. Today, this afternoon, we're going to be meeting Beth. She is from the Swain Group, and Beth works on the front line of logistics. So we're going to talk to Beth about how she got started, what tools she used, and how this sector fits really well for her. Welcome, Beth. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit about you.
My name is Beth. I am 24. I currently work for Swain's Container Solutions at Gateway Port in Stamford in Essex. I am fleet coordinator and yeah, love my job at the moment, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you.
Amazing. So you're working at a port, near a port?
So we are on the logistics park of the port. So if I look to my right out the window, I can see the port in the distance. So we're very close to it.
Okay, and tell us how all of that comes together. So you've obviously got trucks coming into you, delivering to the ship. What's that process like?
So the sort of operation that we run here is we are fully container based, although the wider Swains Group do everything transport related. So we have a fleet of around 50 of our own trucks and lots of other subcontractors that we use as well. We have over 250 trailers which carry our containers, and the drivers will go onto the port, collect their container, take it to our customer to load or unload and back to the port. And we run out of here in at Gateway, Ipswich, Felixstowe, Southampton, all around the bottom of the country here in the southeast.
Fantastic. What's in those containers? What's an example of something that might be in them?
Anything and everything. We get everything from cars to fruit and veg to clothes. We do a lot of stuff for supermarkets, so they'll be in refrigerated containers. Literally anything you can imagine is in those containers.
That is so interesting, and yeah, it is a fantastic invention, the container. Yeah. You can put anything in it. It's all a standard size, so they all fit on the back of the trucks. And yeah, just what a way to make things move. You see them on the back of the motorway and you think, on the back of the lorries on the motorway, you think, what is in that?
Sometimes even the driver doesn't know.
Well, right, and I'm sure there are things that yeah, you either don't need to know or perhaps you can't know, which is all very interesting. Did you grow up thinking what I want to do is look after containers?
No. Definitely not. I did not see myself working in haulage specifically, let alone in fleet, going out and looking at trailers and trucks.
Yeah,
but here I am.
I don't think people do.
No.
You are managing the fleet at the moment, so
yeah,
the fleet, that is the trucks themselves.
Correct. Yeah.
And what is the day in the life of a fleet manager?
It's different every day. It depends on the drivers. I make sure that all the servicing is up to date, the MOTs are booked in, and you know, drivers, they like to hit their trucks, so that has to be repaired, and I'm the one that gets the joy of doing that. It's KPI reports, it's making sure that our system is up to date, so that if the ministry wants to check on us, all of our information is there. It's just making sure that my managers who are on our operator's license are protected. So it's my responsibility to protect them.
It's massive, isn't it? I mean, that is such a big job when it comes to compliance. So yeah. the way that the sector works in terms of reporting to people like the Senior Traffic Commissioner, who obviously oversees all of the safety of logistics, that compliance is absolutely critical, making sure that trucks are MOT'd, they're roadworthy, they're tyres are right, their services are up to date. Like, it might sound like it's quite heavily paperwork based, but whilst that is a part of it, it's bigger, isn't it? It's safety at the heart of everything that we do.
Definitely.
That's really, really important, I think, to think about, because you want to know that your goods are being delivered safely, for sure.
Yeah.
Tell us something about your job that might surprise the students watching this.
I would just say that it's a very male-dominated industry.
Mm-hmm.
And as a young woman, being able to come into this industry and work in a whole office full of men, which is where I am sat at the moment, that's something quite powerful, I think. And this industry needs more women, I think, and men. Obviously, it needs a mix, but it's not just an industry for men. This is something that women can absolutely thrive in, and I would definitely encourage everyone to come into it.
Yeah, I love that. We've heard a little bit of that on Myth Busting Monday, that you don't have to be a man to work in logistics.
Definitely
People of all
not.
genders are welcome. But yes, you're quite right. Definitely changing, and definitely room for lots of people. And we'll talk more about those skills needed in a moment. But let's go back to when you were at school or at college. What did you want to do? What was your path into logistics?
So when I was at school, I didn't have a clue what I wanted to do. I went from secondary school to sixth form, and I did 3 different A levels in sports education, geography and business. Nothing that particularly links to anything. And then from there, I actually went to do a degree in primary education because I wanted to teach. And by the end of my degree, I realised that's not what I want to do. So after years of working in primary schools and education and working for this degree, as soon as I got handed that certificate, I came into logistics.
And where did you see your job? How did that all come about?
I actually had contacts with people that worked for Swains.
Okay, nice.
So I was recommended for the job by them. Which was obviously a good way to get into the industry. It's good to know people. And obviously now when someone asks me they're looking for a new job, I can recommend it as well.
That's it. It's the power of networking. We're going to be talking more about that on Friday, about how we might be able to encourage the people watching to use their network, to build a network and then to use their network. Absolutely. And I think that's such an important point. Like, it's okay to know what you don't want to do. That helps us define what we do want to do. So yes, also an ex-primary school teacher here. So obviously plenty of room, as we've said, for lots of different people in logistics. And what do you think people need to work in logistics? If it's not necessarily that background, which we've talked about, you can come in with any background. What sort of mindset or skills do you think people need to follow in your footsteps?
I would say that there is something in logistics for everyone because it is so versatile. But where I'm based and the haulage that I'm in, I would say communication is a big must. You're working in a team, it's fast paced, you need to be able to communicate quickly and efficiently with people. Timekeeping, organisation, especially for what I do. If something doesn't get uploaded or something doesn't get booked in, that's a problem. So you need to be able to keep on top of that. And I think just generally wanting to be in part of a teamwork. You're never going to work alone in logistics. You're always going to be part of a team. And I think that's something that's really nice about the industry.
Definitely. There's always someone there to help you out and to talk to, and makes your day go a bit quicker being in a nice team, doesn't it? Thinking about obviously the young people watching that might look to then, as I say, follow in your footsteps and come into the sector. What do you think the next few years is going to hold for the sector? How do you think it's going to change and look a bit different?
I think we will start to see a lot of electric vehicles on the road, HGVs especially. I know the cars are already coming in, but we ourselves have got an electric truck now, and we are looking at getting more. And I think they are great. They're getting there. So I think we're going to see a lot of that coming in over the next few years. Big increase in that.
People are looking for it, aren't they? So thinking about
Definitely.
those customers, we'll
We
pick on.
have customers who ask us especially to have an electric vehicle on their delivery because they all want to be sustainable.
That's it. If we, taking your example, if we pick on a supermarket, perhaps it helps them to think about their carbon footprint. If you look back at that supply chain journey, we've talked about things coming over on the ship, then heading into one of those containers, heading onto a truck. If that truck can be electric, so much the better, not only for obviously for the environment, but for that end customer as well. People are, as you say, asking for it, and that's going to be an increase in demand. And I think the jobs needed as well. They have a different type of servicing, I assume.
Yeah, we have to book our electric vehicle in at a certain time for its services because they have a special technician that deals with it. So that's a whole new wave of jobs coming in. The amount of charging infrastructure that we need now on the roads to be able to charge these vehicles, not just fuel them up. So much change going on. It's very positive. So
definitely. And they are talking about electric ships.
I have seen that.
Well, yes, which seems very very futuristic, but we would have said the same about electric lorries, I think.
Yes, so definitely.
How about on the, obviously, I guess, link the sustainability and the tech side? What would you say to young people out there who might have the opinion that, well, AI is going to come in and take our jobs, so we don't need to come into logistics, AI will do it all?
I don't think AI could ever take away from customer services. There's nothing better than being face to face, talking to a customer on the phone. We send our drivers go out and see the customers. They are the face of our business, and I think that would just take away from the value that we have of being customer centered if a truck turned up with no driver in it, for instance, or something like that. I don't think it'll ever take over the industry. It might help and enhance it and make our job easier, but I don't think it could ever take over.
No, there's always that personal
you always
touch,
need the personal touch.
You absolutely do. We've heard lots of top tips there for young people. I think my favourite so far has been, you don't have to do the thing that you're qualified to do. You can do whatever you want to do.
Definitely.
What other top tips have you got for young people out there that might be thinking about the logistics sector?
I would say just to explore every avenue in logistics. There's always something for everyone. And also, if you're like me and you don't know what you're going to do when you leave school, don't worry about it. Do something that you enjoy. Stay in your classes, get your education, and then find something that you enjoy, even if it means changing jobs 5, 6, 7 times to find what you love.
That's it. Sometimes, as I say, it is important to know what you don't want to do as much as it is for what you do want to do. And we've heard all throughout the week, we've heard from people who work at a desk, we've heard from people who are working on in operations on the floor. We've heard, yes, and a really wide variety of different routes in as well. So apprenticeships, degree apprenticeships, all kinds of different options. So truly something for everyone in the sector, regardless of, as you say, regardless of their background. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Beth, for joining us. It's been really lovely to hear a little bit more about you and your role, and for all of your encouragement, of course, for young people to follow in your footsteps. Thank you for having me.